Okay, I think we're live. We got it. I had to click all the things. I think it got it all going on. Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have y'all here. Thank you so much for being a part of my live stream, whether you're watching it later or you're watching it live. Maybe you're watching it incognito or lurking, as they say. Do feel free to say hello in the chat so I know that's who is here. Oh, these are my nails that I made. I made them last night. I thought they'd be kind of fun because, I don't know, you could pretend that they're Christmas lights or maybe Christmas ornaments. And I don't know, just kind of have fun putting those together. Tell me something good. What have you been doing? I have been a busy bee around my place, working at the shop because it is the Christmas season. It's kind of slowing down. I have a few emails that came in today for items to print, but I will get those done tomorrow after. Thank you, Julie. After I get my hair cut. Oh, I made this little Santa hat. I even added the little jingle bell. Hopefully it's not too annoying to y'all because it is kind of up high. But I added the leopard print to this felt type fabric, and I thought that would be kind of fun to do since I wear a lot of black. I ordered a leopard top, but I think it may have arrived today, this afternoon at the shop. Henry may or may not bring it home. We never know. What else? I've been going to visit Robin. I visit her every day since November the 20th, and now she's in a rehabilitation / long-term care. The idea is that she still needs medical care because she has the tracheotomy, and she is working towards being off of supplemental oxygen, meaning if when she can breathe just what's in the air, like you or I believe, if I understand medically, it's about the ambient air should have about 21 to 22% oxygen. And I know that she's been doing like 40% oxygen, and I haven't seen the numbers since she's moved to the new facility, but I know that it's a lot less. Oh, good. Julie says she just finished putting everything in her creative space yesterday. She needs to tweak it a little bit. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You know, I'm constantly redoing things in my own room. And it's funny how, I'll go through and I'll be like, if this was this way, it would be better. So I'll make a change. And then sometimes I'm like, okay, what did I do with that thing? And it's like, oh yeah, I changed it. So then I have to go find it. But I have been doing better. And if you're not doing this, Julie, label your stuff, because I found that when I move things and I think I've got it where I want, even if it's just temporary, I'll write out on a sticky note and paste it to the drawer, the box, whatever it is. So I kind of know what a lot of the stuff is. You probably can't see it on the camera, but there's sticky notes back here on these little boxes, and I've got boxes up above and over here to the side and over here, as well as the whole cabinetry that's behind me. So, hey, Austin, welcome. Yeah, change, so if you change something, definitely put a label on it because you won't know. And it might be a good idea. I want to make an index of my room, if that makes sense. What I'd like to do, ambitions, right? What I would love, 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 love to do is just make either a journal or put it into a Google Docs with maybe a picture and description of the stuff and where it's located. For example, I have tried to come up with ideas if I want to make number labels to go on all of these drawers that you see back here. right now it has a pull tab and a little opening. And so I'm trying to decide, do I want to put a number in that opening and then have an additional piece of paper that shows what's in that drawer? Or if I want to do what I've kind of been doing was I've temporarily put a label and make one that actually fits there that says what it is. And then below or to the side or whatever, put, you know, number 1A, and then make my spreadsheet or a journal that says in 1A is, what is in 1A? I don't even, right now I think 1A is empty. But below that I have watch parts. I know that's a random thing. My dog is now sniffing my leg. You have food. Go get it. Go eat your food, buddy. Okay? Go eat it. You go eat it. Okay? He's going to start screaming in a moment because he's going to want more food. I just know it. I already put food out. I don't know. It's a thought. Do you have a index of what you have? I don't know. I think it'd be a good idea. So let's see. I'm working with some gel prints. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks that we did some gel printing, and I made a bunch. I've got, oh, pardon me. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning. That was weird. I thought I was going to sneeze. I've got a few that are mop-up gel prints where I was cleaning up the gel plate, or I was experimenting with a color to make a background, but not necessarily a finished design. Maybe I'll use it for something else. And last week we made, what did we do? Oh yeah, I had a ready-made planner that was given to me, and I found out later, from my mother-in-law that she got in the mail, and I decided to make a cover for it and add some blank pieces of paper and some pockets, and had a tie closure. You can see last week's video for that one. And I took it to my in-laws' house. We call it Taco Tuesday. Normally every Tuesday we have dinner, unless circumstances are that we have to go change it to a different night. Last week it was Wednesday because we had to change it. And next week, well, this week, because it's Monday. So Wednesday is when we'll have our dinner. We're going to have Christmas Eve dinner. But anyhow, I digress. I made that little journal, and I took it and showed it to my mother-in-law and my aunt, and I said, you know, I don't know which one of you gave me this. And then my mother-in-law said, I did. I said, okay, since you gave it to me, would you like to have it? Would you use it? And she goes, you know what? I think I will. And she immediately opened it up. There was a pen already attached, so she used that pen and she started writing things in it. I'll have to see when I go see her Wednesday if she's written new things that are coming up in 2026. We'll see how that goes. The other things we did was I made a journal page where I use some gel prints and some scraps that I had, and then I went through and grabbed a few cards. I decided during that live stream last week that what I wanted to do, I just missed my card up there, was to make a paper bag journal. I was just grabbing a few things I thought I wanted to use. A paper bag journal. So we've got this page that can go in here, whether it be close to the front or at the back, whatever. And then I had a page that I had started, and I thought, well, we can finish embellishing that. And I went ahead and I cut a couple of book pages and pasted them together to make it long enough to be a longer page. And I thought, well, maybe we have time to decorate a couple of those. The other thing that I did was I found another planner, and this one's smaller. So what I'm thinking is, I just put this here just for the heck of it. I may end up moving it. But anyhow, what I have here is a planner that I thought would be really cute if we had a pocket right at the front of the journal. That way you can use the planner portion of this and put it right here, and then you can use the rest of this to actually journal. Maybe you took some photos, or you have some receipts or something that you want to hang on to, and you could put them in the pockets. That's what I'm thinking, okay? Hey, Mandy, hey. So Julie says that she doesn't have an index for her crafts, but she has labeled boxes and drawers. Good afternoon, Mandy. So glad to have you here. All right, let's see. I need a drink. I made some coffee this morning. I've been sipping on it all day. I made 1 cup of coffee, and then I added milk and creamer. Okay, I rattled on. So, I think what I want to do first is I want to cover my paper sack that I have here. So I'm going to move all the things over here to the side, because it'll kind of help me set the theme of my journal. Like, I have this paper that would be pretty on there. I don't know. I think I'm going to, if it's going to be thick enough, heavy enough. What I may do is add a piece of cardstock. Maybe that's what I should do instead. Is I have some cardstock gel print pieces. And I know they're similar, but not the same. So what if I were to cut maybe one of these gel prints for the front and do the different one for the back, so we have 2 different. Yes, no, maybe. I could kind of make it go across both and then just cut maybe a little strip. I'm trying to turn this around to where that fills that gap. That may be what I do. Hey, Jennifer. You're between appointments. Your physical therapy at 5. Okay, well, you got a little bit of time. We're glad you're here. Thanks for being here, Jennifer. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this to be a strip that goes all the way across here. And then I'll just cut off a piece to fill in the gaps. So, first, I am going to trim this piece to right about there. I could, you know what I could do is I don't even have to use the other paper, because I'm cutting this piece off. If I get it in there. Did I get it? Yes. So let's see. If I were to put this over here, it actually fits. I think that's what I'm going to do. I may go ahead. I have a little bit of wiggle room. I may trim. Let's see what happens. If I put this here and cut off that edge, do I get it covered? Yes. I'm just going to trim off the name of the paper. And hope I did it right. All right, so this piece is going to go here. And this piece is going to go here. Okay, I think that's going to work. All right, so I'm going to trim this piece to be the same height. I just lost my pencil. Oh, there it is. See, you got to put things back where they belong. I try to do that consistently at our shop, because I hate when I need something having to run around looking for it. I have a place for example, a box cutter, because if I get a box I need to open, I want to be able to walk over and grab the box cutter. I have 2 places that I have scissors to cut with, because I've always had to cut something. I've got 2 rotary cutters and mats. Those stay where they are all the time. So I've learned that it's so much more efficient to put things back where they belong. Do you do that? Do you put it back? Or are you a chaos crafter? I think I'm kind of a chaos crafter in some instances. Like for now, I've kind of tidied up my desk a little bit. I've tried to be really good about, you know, putting the glue, the scissors, and the bone folders in this beautiful jar that Jennifer Edmondson made for me. Thank you, Jennifer, again. I greatly appreciate this little jar. You know, it's just a little thing that she put all of her love into, and it's a recycled jar. I love it. Pencil goes in your hair, but you forget to look for it. Look for it anyway. Gotcha, gotcha. I would do that sometimes when I would wear my hair up. If I had a bun or a ponytail where I could stick it through my hair, I would do that. That's funny that you do that. Okay, I think I'm going to glue that here and glue that here. I could, in theory, make this a pocket that goes this way. I might do that. All right, let's glue this piece down. It's a salsa jar. Ah, perfect. I love it because it has such a wide mouth to it. Now I'm looking at other containers thinking, I wonder if I gave this to Jennifer, if she would Mod Podge it for me. Because personally, I love little things like that from other people. I've had them over the years, you know, maybe I outgrew the usefulness, or I dropped it and broke it, or I've taken it to the shop. Some things I use when I do my traveling kit. I have the stuff that I've put in there. So I don't know. I love little things like that. I want to glue this. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use the Aleene's Tacky Glue. I've already gone around the edges with Distress ink. And so now I'm just going to glue this piece down. This was some undesirable cardstock paper. I bought a package back when the business Tuesday morning was open, and I think I paid like $2 or $3 for a whole stack of cardstock, and I may not have paid that much, because a lot of times I would wait until they would change the color of the label on the product, and if it was a certain color, you got it for an additional percentage off. Could be 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50% off. And so I would wait and buy papers whenever they would change the label color or say that that label was on sale. And I ended up with a lot of paper. And some of it is maybe not necessarily, you know, a favorite, maybe not a go-to. So I've been trying to figure out how to use it. So painting over that paper that's still usable, it just may need an update. It may need some alteration to fit your needs. I went to, hey Connie, welcome. I went to Michael's. In fact, I've gone twice here recently, and I'm going to go back because there's something that I want to get now that I know that it's on sale. I went to Michael's, and they had all these pretty paper packs that were, there was a sale. I don't remember what the sale was. And I was like, looking at the paper, and I kind of, I'm like, but I make my own paper right now. I have lots of scrapbook paper. Maybe it's not the perfect paper, but I have some. And if it's not the perfect paper, I make it what I want, so I can't buy anymore. I did buy a bottle of glue. And then I bought a fabric one time that I went. And the last time I went, I didn't buy anything. I walked around. I was looking for certain things. They were open on a Sunday, and I had just got through visiting Robin. So I thought, well, I'll stop by Michael's and walk around. And they had a lot of buy one, get one 50% off. Well, that's what, 25% off? There's a 30% off coupon. I can buy it later. I don't have to have it for that. That's not a big deal to me. It has to be a really discounted item for me. But I did notice that they had the Iris 12 by 12 storage keepers, like a clamshell. I have a few of them. It's what I use to store my ribbon in, and I've used it for a couple of smaller projects. And they're on sale for, I think, $3.99. And so I'm going to go back and get a couple of those. Yeah, you see, Julie says, yes, I have scrapbook paper, but I want to use my gel prints instead. Well, and that's why I want to try to use them together, try to mix it up together. I was just looking at a pad of paper that I think I'm going to get some down and use. All right, so that strengthens the back page of my journal that I'm making cover out of this paper bag, and it kind of makes the front cover thicker as well. I made pockets for this, but I think since we're going to go ahead and make a pocket for this planner piece, I'm just going to glue this down, and we're going to cover the whole side of it and then come back and add pockets. How's that? And embellishments and whatnot. Do I want to make a tie closure? This is where we need to think about adding if we want to do that. Yeah, I'm trying to start thinking about this next year using up as much of the scrapbook paper that I can, and pairing it with, my gel prints, calico collage images, things I find. I think I like that. Because we made it a pocket, it makes sense that there's a split. Okay. So, do I want to tie that shut? I had a piece of fabric, but I don't think, yeah, it's not long enough. What do I want to use? I could get some blue ribbon. I have so much ribbon that I need to use. So let's get some ribbon. Oh. I've been sitting too long. Okay, what do we have here? You know what? I know it's a little glitzy, but why not put some glitzy on there? I think we're going to use that one. And we can use, this one's kind of a wire edge, dark blue. I could use both. Okay, so navy blue, turquoise, or both. You let me know. I know there's not very many people here to vote, so make your vote count. This is the case I want to go get some more of that are $3.99 at Michael's right now. I didn't go today because I was trying to get back for the live stream, and I'm trying to decide if I want to find out if I can get another shelf that those Iris boxes fit in. Many years ago, a friend of a friend, so Angela Allman is my friend, and a friend of hers was getting rid of scrapbook stuff. There was like 3 of them. I don't remember which one I got this from, but I've got this 6 of those iris packaged, what are the boxes? Iris boxes, clamshell 12 by 12 boxes. It's a shelf that those fit perfectly into, and I'd love to have another one, because being able to pull out a closed container and then go through it is kind of satisfying. I do enjoy my drawers, but something like those, if I want to embellishments, take them with me. That's easy. I can just grab a couple of those and take them with me. So I think I want more. All right. Amanda says both. Okay, well, that's it. We're going to do both. So I'm going to pull this off. Ooh, you spent the rest of your birthday money on a new set of Liquitex metallic paint. Wow. At our Michael's, it was on sale. Liquitex. I think it was buy one, get it 50% off. Okay, so I'm thinking... So I would glue this inside here, and so they're layered one on top of the other. That was one way to do it. Another way would be to use one on the back, one on the front, and then when you tie it together, you get a dual color. But I think I like the idea of putting two together and then putting that down. So I think I'm going to sew these real fast. I'm just looking for a scrap of paper. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. This will help me when I glue it down into the cover to give it a little bit more stability. So let's see, about 12 inches maybe? All right, so I'm going to do 12 inches. I'm going to sew that together like that. So I'm going to paper clip it for a minute. Actually, I'm going to use one of these just to help me keep it attached to my little piece of paper for a moment. And I'm going to cut 12 inches. I didn't put the scissors back. Yes, I did. Okay. And then I'm just going to do the same amount. Okay. I don't know why. Sometimes I just feel like, okay, I've got to concentrate. Concentrate on what you're doing, Linda. So I get caught up in what I'm doing and I forget that y'all are here with me. You like the layered look? Okay, good. All right, let's see. Let's go right about there. I'm listening to some Christmas music in my earbuds. I do not know. I think it was a Sirius XM Christmas radio. So it's an eclectic bunch of different generations of Christmas songs. It's kind of interesting. You know, the same song, but done by 5 different artists. Okay. Again, I'm going to layer it together and put this little piece of paper behind. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine. You never find anything if you actually put it away after you use it. That's funny, Amanda. So leaving it out is put away. Is that what you're saying, Amanda? That's where it belongs. All right, I'm just going to stitch across here a couple times. I've got a zigzag stitch. We're not using wet glue. And the purpose is just to help keep those together so that when I go to glue it down, it has a little bit of some stability here. So I'm going to do that one more time. Oop, I dropped my clip. I need to clean my floor in here. It's getting cluttered with stuff. I haven't been home that much, so when I am home, I haven't felt like doing a lot of extra crafting outside of my Monday day. And we're going to have Christmas Eve at his parents' house, so we'll have Christmas Day off. I don't know if I'm going to have to work on Friday. I hope not. And then, I don't know. We'll see if I have some time. Okay, so I'm going to paste this here in the front, okay? And then I'm going to paste in the back so that we have a closure for our journal. And since this is kind of a fabric, I'm going to use the Beacon. This one's Fabri-Tac glue. It would be nice if I put a sparkly brad or button on top where it starts the front. Oh, I see. So put it on the front of the journal. Okay, well, after I get the these put inside, I'm going to start decorating probably the front. I don't know. I may do the inside first. Maybe not. Maybe I'll wait. Because if we do a brad or something, then I can stick it through the cover. I'm trying to center it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go this way just a smidge. Okay, right about there, maybe. What I could do, since I have this gel print, is do the same thing on the inside that we did on the outside. I think that might be a good idea. All right, so this time I'm going to put it on the other side, not this side. Yeah. Or should I? So that it keeps the journal or card. Yeah, you would do it this way because when it's tied, then it keeps everything in. Okay. Jeez, Linda. You love paper bag journals? Well, I had at one time either, I think 500 or 1,000 of these bags because for years I would make handles and turn them into a Christmas or a gift bag. A gift bag is what I'm trying to say. A gift bag. And I made my own handles. I decorated the bags. And then I would put them out for sale. So I had thousands of bags that I have made over the years. And I still had some of these bags left over. Okay, so that'll go there. And so we'll tie, a bow on this part. So if we were to put something here, how do we want to decorate the front? And let's see what I have. I've kind of made a few things in the past. I'm looking around to get an inspiration real fast. Let's see. Okay. I know I have a couple of floral images in this butterfly. I think I like those. I'm thinking of a collage on here. Now, do I want to incorporate another gel print in the layers on the front here? For example, if I were to trim this and maybe mat it behind this piece. I don't know. I'm going to trim this down. Another thing I could do is make another pocket on the front, but I'm not going to do that. Let's do this. Let's turn it this way first. And I'm just going to try to cut it as straight as I can along the edge. And now that I have one straight edge, I'll use that to go ahead and go around all the sides. And I do that because if I go ahead and trim it, then I've already got a piece I can start with for something else. You know, I've got this piece. I may change my mind, but looking at it, what I could do, that piece doesn't work. If I cut a rectangle out of that and then layer this piece maybe with something else. Okay, I like that look. I have this piece that I could kind of back that darker blue. Okay, so there's a couple of options. And let's get out, maybe, do we want a book page possibly? I have a really thick book page here that we could put something like that. We might also want, I've got some fussy cut dragonflies. I mean, I know we've got a butterfly here. Trying to get the ribbon flat. Get in the shot, Linda. So do we add more butterflies or moth, butterfly moth, whatever? I've got a couple of I've got that color. Maybe add a flower. There's my labels. I know I have more. Oh, I've got my words. Got some words. We can put some words on it. Ooh, I have a music instrument. And then we could look at some bling. Okay, I guess I have misplaced my other envelope of fussy cut flowers because I thought they were here. Let's see what's in here. I have flowers like that. I've got some greenery. I'm trying to see what else I have in here that's already fussy cut. Sometimes you just work with what you have. Oh, I also have, okay, we may be getting too many things out, right? Can't get too many batteries. You love the bell? Well, thank you. Okay, so if we did that, I happen to have some die cut images. So, ooh, what if we made this one maybe a dark blue and then put that over it? I think I like that idea. Okay. And then I had some of these little flowers. We could do a purple, kind of a purpley one. And do we want more teal and a blue? Should we do 3? I don't know. Okay, put those back in here. I'm going to get a couple of these flower, or leaves. Leaves! Let's see what we come up with. Okay, so I've got kind of a light colored, a little bit darker, a different shade of green. I kind of like this one, I think. Let's see if I got another. It's kind of fun when you fussy cut out a bunch of leaves like this. You may get some different variations if you do them in batches. Oh, wait, I think I like this one. That way you get some variety. Is that you, Hercules? Are you walking around again? I guess he is. So you can either have some choices. Yeah, 3. Okay. We like it. Like it a lot. Alright, put these back in here. I'd like to know what I did with my other fussy cut. It's laying here somewhere. I know it is. It's probably in a pile. Or I'm overlooking it. I still haven't put labels on the fronts of my little envelopes that I use. I've been thinking about it. I've been trying to decide if that's what I want to do. I like that they're see-through. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to trim these pieces a little at a time. And then I've got a couple more things we can use that I'm going to leave out until I'm closer to actually putting it down. So, put this over here. And I'm going to line up a little bit of a border all the way around. Oh, she is probably, because she showed up late a couple of times because a friend, and I can't remember the name, it's really kind of cute, silly, and I can't remember the name, does a live stream around the same time that I do. I may have to change what time I do my live stream because I've got my viewership has gone down for the lives. Either that or y'all just bored with what I'm doing. So which is it, y'all? And I think I'm going to trim this. Change the time or change my content. All right, I'm going to make it a little bit. I like this kind of a green gold kind of goes with the front here. We got little scrappies. Little scrappies. Okay. Get a little bit there. Well, Jennifer's going to be leaving us in like 20 minutes. She's got it. She's already probably driving. That's probably why we don't hear her. Okay. So, I've got this piece and this piece. And I think I can put it just directly on. I think maybe instead of making that blue, I'll make it green. Yeah, let's do green. So I'm going to take this piece and scrap. And I think I'll use my blending tools today. Do I have a green? There it is. Green. See what Distress ink I have. Evergreen, lawn. I think lawn would be the right color. So that I don't get ink all over my new fingernails. I'm going to put my glove on that's going to hold the piece. All right. If you're smart, you do this on a piece of paper so that you can use that paper as an element. But not me. I'm just going to use some scrap. I think I'm going to like that. I don't need all of it, but maybe we'll change how we put it together. So it's not a super dark green. Okay, I don't need that anymore. Hey, I'll leave my glove on while I distress ink these pieces. I think what I want to do with this piece is trim. So I'm going to cut it right next to the text. Now, do I want this piece? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I like that look, that long skinny. Okay, so I don't need the cutter anymore. Do we want to add some color to this book page? So I'm just kind of adding a little extra distressing. And then this will be on here. I'll add the butterfly. I kind of like that idea. Okay, let's do this turquoisey color. I think this will be a pretty fun paper bag journal. Now my bell keeps ringing more because I'm doing the distress ink. I remember years ago I was wearing a bracelet that had a bell on it and it made noise, and I stopped wearing it because I knew how annoying it was. So it's a good thing that Christmas is only once a year, y'all. Alright, take my glove off. I don't need that. Okay, put that over here. I think what I want to do is I'm going to glue this piece down and then layer all the other pieces, and then we'll find some kind of bling. I do have this. Oh, I think the opulence is necessary. Oh, sorry, I'm not even in the picture. Can you see? Well, let's do that. How does that work for you? I know it's not a brad or a button, but it's fancy bling. And I haven't used it because it's very 3D and it's gorgeous, but I've been like, how am I going to use this? Okay, so let's glue this piece down. I need to, oh, there it is. I wonder if it's stuck. It probably is, because it wasn't upside down. Oh, I broke it. I broke it. Darn. Well, I wonder if this little tip is big enough. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I forgot. This one has too much water in it. So it is really, really runny. Well, I'll have to look to see if I've got another bottle left and try to transfer the glue with some more glue to make it thicker. Okay. And so do I want to put it off the side a little? Maybe. And then we could put text or something there. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to glue this down first, and then afterwards I'll glue down the butterfly. You like it? Okay. Glue it down. Okay. I'm going to come down just a smidge. That's going to be the edge. I've got this way. So come down just a smidge. All right, then I'll glue this one together. And because I'm gluing paper to paint, I'm using the beacon glue, because I find that if I use the Aleene's tacky glue, it just pops right off. I think this is going to be pretty. Okay. I like it. We'll have to figure out what we want to put in the back pocket. I'm going to go up a little bit. Smooth that out. Okay, and then we got this one. I like it. Can't believe I broke that. Yeah, I'll have to find a different nozzle off of one of the other bottles. I think I might have one more. If I can remember where I put them. Because those didn't get a label. And I guess if not, I'll have to go. I just have to go to Hobby Lobby. Isn't that, don't you have to make a reason to go? You know, in honor of Robin, we need to use some cheesecloth. I don't want to come over too far. I'm just trying to cover up part of that bottom. It looks like I got it a little crooked, but that's okay. I was looking at this side instead of looking at the actual parameters. All right, let's go ahead because this is going to take a little while to dry. I'm trying to decide here. All right, so if I cut this maybe like that, and I'm going to cut this end the same. Okay, that works. So now put that over here. I had little bits and pieces left over. Lime green cheesecloth. Oh wait, let's do it this way. Let's put lime green. I'm just going to put a little bit on the edges. Okay. Hopefully I can get that down without making too big of a mess. It sparkles. Oh my goodness, it sparkles. I like it. It's so sparkly, like my fingernails. Okay, so then we need a little piece of cheesecloth, right? You really want it to be lime green, Julie? Oh no! Where's the cheesecloth? What happened to it? Robin snuck in and hid it. Well, what did I do with it? It's probably in my storage bin that I had set aside to take on the retreat. Or I put it up with some fabric because I do not see it. Okay, let's see. I have a piece of fabric that's coffee dyed. I could cut a little square. No, I don't think so. I don't think we need it now. Sorry. That wasn't you. The universe said you're not doing that. Yeah, not doing Robin like that. Okay, fine. Be that way. It is my journal, you know. Oh, dear. I wonder what I did with it. I know I didn't use it all. Not yet. Huh, that's funny. Okay, I got that one. So maybe one here. Kind of overlap it a little. Okay. Or I think more this way. Yeah, okay. Then that way I can kind of position them around the leaves. Okay, smush it, smush it, smush it. Yeah, I don't think it needs lace in addition to the bling. What I should have done was stitched around the outside edges, since that's kind of what I do MO wise. But I think that'll work. Unless you think I need one more green leaf. Is it this one or this one? This one. Let's look to see if I had another leaf that kind of fits. Something's a little dark. Aha, maybe this one. I think I need all three. My late sister's a vegetarian, and on her birthday, we have double cheeseburgers in her oven. Oh, that's awesome! And that's what you should do, you know, when you remember somebody. It's kind of silly. It's like when I see a hummingbird, I think of my mom. And when I see spaghetti, I often think of my mom, because when we were kids, we were like, how do you know if spaghetti is done? And Mom said, well, you throw it against the wall. And so we threw spaghetti on the wall. And it just started inchworming down. Well, we were so entertained by that, we kept throwing the spaghetti on the wall while we were supposed to be eating dinner. I ended up laughing so much, I was drinking chocolate milk and I spewed chocolate milk everywhere. My stepdad wasn't home, so we had made this huge mess and we had to hurry because Dad was going to be home and he would be mad if we saw the mess that we made. So, yeah. Yes, I could draw the stitches on, or use the stitch stamp. It's a little harder to use the stitch stamp after you've glued something down, but it could be done. All right. I'll put that one here. Let's put the blue one. And then we'll put this one down here. Oh, I like that. Oh. And we could put rhinestones in the centers of the flowers. I saw some. Let's see. I may need to use... Those are pretty big, but I think I'm going to do them. I don't know if I'm going to need some adhesive. I might stick the way they are. Oh, yeah. And then that brings our glitter around, or bling around. I could get smaller ones to put down the butterflies. And you know what? I could also put some up here in the centers of these flowers. I'm going to try it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I gotta do the, oh yeah, I gotta, where is it? We gotta figure out where we're gonna put that. All right, let's see how this looks. Flowers, yeah, flowers. She loved my flowers in the yard. She's why I got it started all those years ago. Because she lived with me for almost 2 years. And we made a lot of changes in our backyard because of her. Okay, I think I need a couple more here. I think I need a smaller set of these rhinestones. So I'm going to dig those out. Oh, this one will be good. I like that size. Okay. So, with the bling back where it goes, do I want to do it at an angle? Kind of over? Right in the middle? While I'm thinking about that, I want to put some rhinestones on here. There we go. Got flowers, flowers, flowers. Okay, that's what I thought it was. I was trying to figure out this song it's playing. And I was like, is that who I think that is? And I was right. Okay. So, do I want to put it straight on? At an angle? I think at an angle because of the flowers down here in the corner. Alright. Glue it down, and then we'll add some bling. Whoop! I dropped the glue! Alright, I think we'll be able to open up the inside of this and make a pocket for that planner. Now, do I want to do a string? Let's do a string. Come on. Come on. Oopsie. Oh, we've got the bling going on, let me tell you. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So, I didn't use any, but I have the music instruments, and I don't think it goes with this one. So I'm going to take that away. Now, I do have some labels. I think I even have a pile of blue. And then we have some words. So we could just do straight journal on there. We could do inspire. We could do grow, nature, love yourself, bloom, believe, create, be the light, be yourself, find a passion. I kind of like that. Find a passion. And you know, I think that it is important to have something that you are passionate about. Why do you get up and do the things you do every day? Because you're so in love with whatever it is. You know, it gives you purpose. It gives you hopefully a creative outlet, something that you just love doing. And it just inspires you to live the best life you can live. Okay. I think I like Find a Passion better, Julia. Sorry. You took too long. That's good as well. Okay. Look how blinged out that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Okay, so on the inside here, now I have this green that we could basically do the same thing where we cut a strip either way and cut a strip and then take the other strip and put it over here, and it could be another pocket in the back. And I kind of like that idea. So first things I'm going to do is there's a little bit of a gap here, so I'm going to cut off, and it may come back to haunt us, but we're going to try. I'm going to cut off this edge here. Because there was no paint. And I'm going to try to cut a little bit of this edge because, again, there's no paint on all of it. And hope that it's just enough. Okay. Get rid of the scrappy scraps. Get my pencil. Alright, so first, what I'm going to do is I want to cut this just inside. So I'm just going to make a mark and put the pencil back, Linda. Don't put it down. Don't do it. Just don't. All right, we're going to cut this piece. Okay. Come here. So this piece is going to go here. I made it a little bit shorter, but that's okay. So I'm going to take this piece and we're going to cut it to be the same height as this one. Actually, what I should do is line it up so that it's lined up perfectly. Okay. There. Cut this piece off. Love it. Okay. Have a little scrap left over. Let's add some distress inks to it real fast before we glue it down. And I think I've got it trimmed just enough that the distress ink covers where there wasn't any paint on this one end. And this side over here will be under the pocket flap. So it doesn't really matter what that one looks like. But this one we need to go all the way around really well. And this cardstock is pretty heavy, so it's going to give a little bit more heft to the journal cover. Alrighty, let's move over and let's glue it down. Alright, so this is already glued down, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to glue this piece down. It'll be a fast way to use this background gel print because I'm going to put other stuff layered over it, so it gives you a fun pattern to start with. And I think I've got it pretty centered. Let's use my bone folder to smooth it out. Jennifer says, Linda, do you know that I've been looking for the bells that have been loose in my car the whole time I was driving to therapy? She says, it's you! I said I had a bell on my hat that I made. Made you look! Made you look. Made you look. That's hilarious. We've even discussed it earlier. Where were you, young lady? Okay, so now this piece is going to go here. And I have to remember that this area here sticks out. And so there's not any glue there, but I can, if I want, put a piece of paper on the inside, and I may do that later. So for now, I think what I'm going to do is put the glue here and around. And then we'll go down the sides. And that way it gets the glue where I need it. Oh, it must have been before you got there. That's hilarious. Oh, I put too much glue down, but I'll just wipe it away. Okay. Wipe off the glue. That's hilarious. I like it. All right, now go this way. Okay, that looks good. Look at that. All right, so now I think what I'm going to do is find a piece of paper to put on both sides in here. That's kind of pretty. I've got, I've got this piece. And if I were to cut maybe a 1-inch strip and put it on both sides, that kind of gives us a little peek right there. So let's do that. Let's do one. I'll just do 1 1/4. Do a little bit extra. Oh wait, that's not 1 1/4. Let's go 1 1/4, Linda. I was looking at the wrong measurement. Okay, put that down. Oops, stay. We'll find a reason to use it later. Okay, we got these two pieces. Okay, thank you. Merry Christmas. If we don't see you, Merry Christmas. How dare she go to an appointment on stream day? Oh, did you hear that, Jennifer? We could talk about her. She's gone. Well, do you have plans for Christmas to spend time with a friend, a family, a loved one? Tell me what you're going to be doing for Christmas. We are going to go over to my in-laws' house, and I believe that we get there around 2 o'clock, Henry is going to do spatchcock a turkey. It's S-P-A-T-C-H, spat? I don't know. Cock, C-O-C-A-C-K. A turkey is where you basically cut the spine out of a whole turkey, and then you butterfly the turkey, is how I would describe it, and lay it out flat, and you bake it, roast it. So Henry's going to give that a try. See how it turns out. You can still hear me. Uh-oh. Jennifer's listening. She probably has her earbuds in. I was walking around Dollar Tree, and that one of the employees was talking to someone on the phone through their earbuds, and every time they walked by me, I kept thinking they were talking to me, and because there was no one around. You know, back in the day, if you were talking to yourself like that, they might have thought something's wrong. Whatever that might be. Okay. So now that's got a little peak right there inside. We used some gel print. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? This part is acrylic paint, so it's not sticking on top. So I'm just going to add a little bit there. And then get a little on your fingers. That's how you know you've been crafting. And your fingers are messy. Okay, so we got that. So now what I need... Oh, this moved. Well, I guess we're going to leave it like it is because the butterfly's cooking. I need a pocket that will hold... Where is it? There it is. The planner in place. And it probably needs to be a deeper pocket so it doesn't slide around, possibly. I love this paper that I made. I have this paper. What do I want to use? This could be a pocket. Then we could put other stuff. We could decorate the pocket with some stuff. I could use one of these strips from the other side. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. You thought you had more white paper bags? Are you out of bags now? All right. I believe what I want to do is make this just a little bit wider. And I like the height. So we're going to mark it right about here. And I'm going to mark it here. And I'm going to cut that square out. And then I'm going to glue it onto another piece of paper. Because this is just text weight book page. So I've got this little piece. I'm going to trim this just a tiny, tiny bit. Plenty of brown ones. Yeah. Do you like using the white ones better? I like the brown ones. They're not... I don't see a problem with them. Yes, the white would probably give you more opportunity to alter them. Okay, so if we were... I may not want that high up. If I come down just a little bit. I kind of like that size. Okay. So let's get another book page. Here we go. I'm going to get a couple so I have it available. Okay, so I want to have a little bit of a border around this, okay, so that I have tabs to make my pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. You want the white for a base of, for shabby chic. Well, you could coffee dye the brown bags, and you're going to get a more dark vintage shabby chic. And then just layer white paper over the paper sack, Julie. Layer book pages down. Kind of like I did the gel prints, but put book pages down. And that'll give you that lighter base to start with. And I think that makes it more shabby vintage looking. All right, I'm going to trim this so we can make a pocket out of it. This one I can trim close because I made it extra up here that I'm going to fold over. So I'm going to fold that over. Well, fold that over. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Okay. What I might do, I think that would be kind of pretty, would be to do some gold emboss stamping. See, use those brown paper bags, Julie. Just add the book pages and then start decorating over the top of that. So pretend that's your foundation and just start working over that. And you could coffee dye those too if you wanted. You could also take ivory or white acrylic paint. Paint the book pages real thin. I did that with these book pages. I saw them today. So, I mean, they just have one coat of acrylic paint over them. And so those could be used as a background, because I think that kind of gives that shabby chic look. And I just stamped over the top of it. And I've got these ready to use when I want that look. All right, I think I'm going to get out the gold embossing powder. And we've got the... And I think I like the henna rose for some reason, so we're going to use that. Get a block here. And get it centered on the block. And get my powder ready. Come on. Now, I'm just going to take this and stamp over the corners and dip it. So I know where those two are. So I'm just going to go ahead and do these corners. Okay. close it off. Yeah, I used up the book pages too. And I just sat down and just did a bunch, you know, just kind of had a little session where I painted a bunch of papers, let those dry, and put them in an envelope so they're ready to go. Oh, I'm going to keep that for a second and heat this up. I need to do another session of that, and I think I want to do some more coffee dyeing. I'm going to go on a 3-day retreat in March of 26, and I am trying to think about what I want to do at that time. If I want to sit down and paint a bunch of book pages so they're ready to be used, because I don't have that many painted already. Or do I want to spend my time taking bundles of things that I have that I haven't used and I want to just make something with it? I think that really should be what I do, is to use up some of the stuff I have, and maybe it's a twofold thing where I use up stuff and I mass make stuff in a sense. I kind of did that on the last retreat where I had a couple of bags of just random papers that were left over from projects. And so I just pulled that envelope or plastic bag, container, whatever it was that I had the stuff in, and I just started pulling things out and layering them to make a greeting card, not a greeting card, a journal card in case of journaling, and pockets or a little mini journal or an embellishment. And so I just kind of one at a time made stuff, but it was also mass making because I was doing a bunch of things at one time. That makes sense? They don't have to be identical to be a part of a mass making session. I kind of think of mass making as when you sit down and you decide to make a bunch of something, and it could be that they are identical, or it could be that they're a variety. Maybe you just made a whole bunch of journal cards, but each one is completely different than the last one you made. All right, that looks pretty good. So if I pull this back over, let me put some distress inks on this piece. I need to trim it as well. Oh, you know what? I'll glue it all the way across, and so it'll give it a look like it's wrapped all the way around. Just add some distress ink here. All right, so if I put that here in the middle, I think that would look pretty good. And then I'll add distress inks to all the sides once I have it, the edges folded over. So let's glue this right in the middle, and we'll find something else to put on here. You like it? All right, so I'm going to put glue on here. Okay, and then put that in the middle. Smooth it out. And that uses up some of the papers, even leftover bits. All right, just trimming that off. Okay, so now I'm going to fold this over and score it pretty good. Do this one. Okay. Make sure that I'm getting over all the way. Okay, so there's our pocket. And let's add some distress inks to all the edges. And you know what? I haven't done some sewing. I think I want to stitch straight across these two spots. So we get out. Oh, you know, I forgot to do it earlier. I didn't get out the sewing lamb. I got the little sewing lamb. And we're going to go over to the sewing machine. And I will sew. I know I want to sew here for sure. Do I want to go all the way around? Let me see. Hang on. Let's get over there. I guess I need to get a drink too. Hi, Bon Bon. Hi, Zippity Doo Dah. How are you? How are you? Y'all been in the back while you coffee. Ooh, coffee dye. I love coffee dyeing sometimes. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so I've got zigzag stitch. This was glued a little bit ago, so hopefully... Oh, my camera got... What are you doing? Hanging out over there? So I'm just going to stitch over this, but again, you want to make sure that glue is dry. Did you see my nails, Zippity? Bon Bon? Can you see my nails there? I made those last night. Henry's like, what are you doing? Well, let me tell you the whole of the story. I went and got all the nail polish colors. See what color my nails are? I got all the nail polish colors out. I have them in a box. I set the box on the table that is beside my recliner in the living room. And I forgot that that table can tilt. Next thing I know, all the nail polish that I own and the gel polish that I own hit the floor. It went everywhere. I am so surprised that something did not break. I don't know. Do I want to go? I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around. So I had to spend the next, 20, 30 minutes picking it all up and kind of sorting through it a little bit. And I had completely lost my inspiration of what I was going to make. I still don't remember what it was. I was so befuddled when it hit the floor. But I was like, I am not going to let it defeat me. I still want to make some nails. And I had been thumbing through my saved Pinterest, and I saw a nail similar to what I have. They were making theirs more pointy, like cat claw. And they made a few other modifications that I didn't do. But I thought, well, I could do that. It's kind of simple. So the base of this nail is really quite easy. It's just kind of a nude color. And then I end up putting some gold glitter in here, just a little bit. And then I clear over the top of that. And then I came back and glued down all of the rhinestones. It looks like I lost one. I'm going to have to glue another one back there. But that happens. Lurves, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh no, you're trying to undo a paper bag without tearing it up too much. I am now gluing it back up where the tears are. You can't sew? Zippity, I honestly will just tell you, it just takes a little bit of practice. Do you know how to use your die cutting machine? How long did it take you to learn to use your die cutting machine? Do you have an eyelet setter? How long did it take you to learn how to use the eyelet setter? It's just another tool that if you have a desire to learn how to use it, then take the time to learn, Pinks, oranges, and blues and greens are colors. Your colors. Pinks, oranges, blues, and greens. So do you you're saying those are all the colors that you prefer, or you like using all of those together? I'd like to know. All right, so just for starters, I used a gel print that I glued to a book page, and then I stamped over the gel print. Then I added a strip of a different gel print. I like how this looks. In the middle, and stitched around the edges and made a pocket. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a moment. What do I want to put? I'd like to know where my little package of flowers went, because I had cut, I thought, a bunch of them, but now I don't see them. I don't think I see anything here that I want to use. Let's look there. No. Okay. I must have put them in something when I wasn't paying attention. Okay, not there. Maybe I need to look through this again, because I know I didn't use them all. I did a whole bunch, and maybe that's just it. I need to do a bunch more. That may be something oh, there's some. That's a different color. That's what I was looking for. Oh, and I have those too. In words and label and butterflies. More butterflies. Okay, we have a selection that we can choose from here. All right. I have this that we could just put right on there and maybe add some kind of journaling word right here in the corner. Or we could do something completely different, like put that on there and leave it white. And then this is going to go behind. I kind of like that. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do. And find a word to put there. I'm going to use the beacon glue. Indoor grays, yeah. Recently discovered how nice pink and oranges together. I see a lot of pink and oranges together. You're still new to this? None of those tools yet? Gotcha. Well, and that's just it. You know, if you're fairly new, look for a used machine on Facebook Marketplace or at local thrift stores. Although here recently, thrift stores are not like they were 10 years ago where, oh, I didn't mean to put glue all the way up there, that you would go in and could find something for $20. Now the same sewing machine, they're trying to sell it for $65 when you can go buy a new one for $79. You know, it's like, you know, thrift stores aren't always what they used to be. But sometimes on Facebook Marketplace, somebody is clearing out, or they got a new machine and they just want to share their old machine. It's a great way to get one. And then I highly recommend that you look for a local repair shop and go talk to them about if they do cleanings and that kind of stuff, and have them clean it. And then if you don't know the actual name of the machine, the model and all that, they can help you with that. You know, for example, you know, is it a Singer 19 whatever year, or if you have a brother or something like that. Yeah, space. You gotta come up with solutions and space. It's crazy how fast this stuff accumulates. That's for sure. Well, you know, it's just it. If that is what you desire to learn how to do and have as a tool, then that's something you can strive towards, you know, doing. I like the search sometimes for a used machine. I used to do that quite often years ago. I don't anymore because I don't need any more machines. No more sewing machines. Okay, I like that. We're going to save this though. We may use it in a little bit. All right, so this planner came to my father-in-law. It has his name on the front. So I was thinking of covering that portion up, and maybe we should find a different word phrase. I may need to, oh, here we go. This is my story. How about that? Planner 2026, this is my story. Yeah, you had unlimited space. Yeah, I don't have unlimited space, but I have a lot of space. All right, so I'm going to use the beacon glue and glue this down to cover up my father-in-law's name. And apparently they gave him a number. That's wild. Let's try to cover that pretty good. I thought, you know, I could alter the cover of this planner, but this is just as easy to do since it didn't go to me. It went to me, not to him, is what I was trying to say. I may move it up just a smidge. Okay, and then I'll put this in the middle. Oh, I get the nozzle. I'm going to try to finish up this page. Maybe make a card for the back. And then get off here because it's already 5:30, y'all. Oh, it moved just a smidge. Okay. Nice about the beacon glue. If you get a little extra on the outside, you can kind of rub it away. All right, so that will be the cover of this little journal planner. I don't know if I'm going to cover over the pages because that will make it a lot thicker. Maybe if I was using it, I could paste something over the top of it, but I just thought that would be kind of handy to have that planner and then put it right here in the front. This would be a great Christmas gift too, because if you made a cover like this and then made a couple of pages to go inside with pockets so they could put stuff in it, they'd have the little thanks for coming in, zippity doo dah. So you can have the journal, the planner right there available, and then the rest of the book could be just for journaling space or mementos and whatnot. All right, I don't have anything on this page. We could do a little decoration here. We could probably get a larger journal card. Where did I put them? I moved them. Of course I moved them. That's what happens when I get in my space. I move things around. What did I do with them? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what's up here. I have this. I don't know if that'll fit. Oh, that will fit. It says monthly report. It fits. Okay. Now, I could trim this and make another. I think it matches too much there, but what else do I have here? I have this cardstock, which I could shorten. and have that. Maybe even put a strip that I cut. Does that fit? That does fit. Let's use that. Let's do it! Okay, so first I need to trim this just a smidge. So we'll measure it and maybe take it down 1/2 inch. So currently it's 7 3/4. Let's do 7 1/2 and see, just taking down a smidge, if that works or if I need to cut it more. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and take it down to 7 inches. Maybe even 6 3/4 there. And it is currently 6 inches. 6 inches. Yeah, I could make it 6 by 6, but I think I'm going to, yeah, see, that'll give it a nice different look here. And I could put that strip down the middle there. And if I wanted, I could do the gold embossing on the journal card. All right, so this piece is going to go here. So let's just do this. Just gonna take it to the cutter. Okay, a little tiny square left. You gotta tame your yelling. Why are you yelling? Why do I hide things from you? You need to stop the yelling. They're going to think something's wrong with you in the head. You're going to think you're a little cuckoo. Oh, dear. Well, I got my bells going again. Okay. Did I do that right? Yeah. I don't know if I have... Do I want something else? Go ahead and do both sides while I'm at it. It's going to be like, that lady in Parton, blah, blah, blah. Well, she's in there yelling at herself all the time. And then all of a sudden, we hear a crash. And I guess whatever she was yelling at finally got her. Okay, I kind of like that green on there. And we could do a stamping and then put the flowers in addition to putting them over there. I'm going to glue this one down. And then if we want to stamp over it in gold embossing, we can. Apartment 212. She's crazy. What? They found her in her apartment and they suspect foul play. But the neighbors say she was always arguing, but we don't know who with. Because we never saw anybody come or go. So it's a complete mystery. How did her craft supplies kill her? All right, let's do the pin rose. I'm trying to decide if I want to stamp it multiple times down. Do it at 1. Okay, I'm going to do it multiple times down the edge where it's over both sides. I got glue all over my finger. Gluey fingers. Do, do, do. Gluey fingers. All right, so I'll kind of go here. And then, well, that might work out pretty good. Oh, where the distress ink was on the edges, it picked up some of the embossing powder. So when I go to heat that up, it'll have a little bit of a gilded edge. You know what? I'm just going to do the whole thing. So then it'll be all the way around. Okay, set that down for a second. All right, well, I'm going to finish this embossing, adding a little bit of some flowers or something here. One of these stamped flowers I made a while back. Maybe a word phrase. And I'm going to call the cover pretty much done. And then next section, I think I will work on making a few pages. And this may become my 2026 journal. You know, just so much that I use the 2025 one that I made. Yeah, it's just sitting here. But I'm hoping with this little planner that I can actually carry the planner portion in my purse and then come back to my big journal and add details based off of what was going on in the planner. I don't know, I'm going to try. We'll see what happens. I'm just going all the way around the edge. It takes a little bit longer when you do that, but I like the look. It's kind of interesting too because that painted piece of paper that I also did the distressing to has it on the edges, so the embossing powder is basically self-outlining with gold embossing powder on there. I like it. It looks like I gilded the edges. Try to make sure this one's done. Okay, maybe right here. Okay. Make sure that isn't. Oh, I see a spot I missed right here. Okay, that looks good. Better! So my thinking was this is going to go in here, and I could, do I want it like that? I'm going to do it in the middle. I like that middle look. All right, well, I mean, I didn't do a lot today, but I got to talk and I got to play with my craft supplies, and I hope to do more of that over the next few days. What will you be working on? I think I'm going to try to work on a journal that I want to take on a cruise. I've got some ideas that I want to work on that. I like that. I could do it behind. But I think this way looks too. All right. Earlier you wanted me to use Bloom, so we'll use Bloom on this one if I can find it. Let's see if it was over here. Was it? Yes! So do we want it here? Oh, I think right there. Right there. I don't know what I want to put over here yet. And maybe that's a next week. Maybe that's a next week thing that we do, is to figure out, do we want to put a flower over there? I don't know. I could also put another pocket on top. I saw one a moment ago. I don't know if that's too wide. That's too wide. What about this one? Or this one? This one is kind of narrow. I could do that. I think it overhangs a little bit, but I think that kind of gives us a nice little eclectic look there. The other thing I could do is this one. So, do I want the unicorn? I kind of like the unicorn. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let me glue that. Let's glue it. And then I'm going to be done this week. All right, well, next week, come back and we'll work on more of the pages. Thank you, Julie. What's going to go inside the journal. All right, so I want to make sure that I don't glue this shut. So I'm going to go really close to the edge, but not all the way. And that's just it. You know, this was a element that I made in one of my mask making sessions. And I just made a bunch of different things out of leftover bits and pieces that I had. Okay. Oh, now my dog is going crazy. Okay, well there. So that's going to go inside. This is going to go in here like that. I'm not going to leave it in there until it's dry. And then we put the planner over here. I didn't alter the planner on the inside. And then we have our cover. It went crooked, but I think that's okay since it's all kind of crooked. That's crooked too. And then I didn't put anything on the back, and I didn't put anything in the pocket on the back yet, but we might. And then this is how it will look when we tie it up. You know, and in theory, you could just end right here. I wasn't paying attention when I was doing the bow, so we could get both colors. There. You could just leave it like it is, too, and just add maybe another, and that may be what I should do. Maybe I should change my mind on this and add a journal that goes in here. I don't know if I want to put a journal in the middle and then just have this be like a little folio that you open up, you know, and you work on your planner, and then you pull out this piece, and that would be your journal that you may want to work on instead of having something in the middle. Y'all let me know what you think of that idea. Maybe that's what we'll do next week. I may change my mind altogether, right? That's what happens. It's my prerogative. Well, I hope you enjoyed today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate your support. I hope that you do something creative this week. You never know when you'll find time again, so make some time. I'm going to try to do that this week because I have a couple ideas. I mean, I did make my hat, and I sewed a bunch of shirts for Robin that I cut to make like a hospital gown. I sewed down some Velcro strips, hook and loop pieces, so that they could attach it and she could wear it in the facility. So, I mean, I did do some crafty things. I just didn't do as many as I'd like to do. So maybe this next week I'll get to do more. Do something kind for somebody else, and You never know what somebody is going through in life, so do something kind for them. If you have a friend that you haven't talked to in a while, or more importantly, laid eyes on, maybe they're, a town over from you, 30-minute drive, make arrangements to go see them, especially if they're kind of a recluse, and tend to be by themselves, because that way you can check on them, or send, a note to a family member of them that maybe lives closer, and say, go check on so and so because I'm concerned. Because we should be concerned. There's so many people that kind of close them stuff up, and don't get out, and then something bad happens. They get really sick, and they end up in the hospital for a month and a month and a half coming up. So go check on them, see how they're doing. All right, y'all have an amazing week. Lots of love to each and every one of you, and Merry Christmas. Bye, everybody. Bye.